International Epilepsy Day is observed every year on the second Monday of February across the world. And it falls on February 14th this year, 2022. International Epilepsy Day seeks to raise awareness and educate the general public on the true facts about epilepsy and the urgent need for improved treatment, better care, and greater investment in research. The day is organized jointly by the International Bureau of Epilepsy and the International League Against Epilepsy to raise awareness about epilepsy and highlight the kinds of problems faced by the victims, their friends, and family. Epilepsy is a neurological disorder that makes a person go through sudden, recurrent episodes of sensory disturbances. So you see them just go on a seizure and all of that. For the longest of time, I used to think epilepsy was spiritual because that was what people said whilst I was growing up, until I grew up to learn more about the condition, to realize that it's actually a medical condition. So while we're celebrating Valentine's Day, let us also remember that today marks International Epilepsy Day.
You're a killjoy.
I'm a killjoy, yes. I had to kill the joy.
But it's okay.
Elsie was expecting Valentine's Day.
We've been educated.
But let us show love.
Let's show love. I actually know someone who died from epilepsy, and a very, very loved one. My school daughter in secondary school.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so it's
close to home for you.
Yeah, it is.
Interesting. I had a friend, or will I say a classmate in school then. She comes back. She comes to school every day with a fresh wound. So you see that there's a scratch, there's a burn, there's a this, there's a that, until later. And there was a funny smell around her. So it was later, I used to wonder what really is the cause of all of these things. Because hers comes with the saliva, the foaming and everything. So it was later I now realized that, oh wow, she was actually, every time the thing attacks or comes, the seizure happens, there's really nobody around. So there were times that she has hit her head very hard on the pavement, so many times. So all the bruises and all of those things were as a result of the seizures. When it comes, she just knocks to wherever she is. She just goes flat on the ground, whether sometimes with her forehead. So it was really bad for her. I don't even know where she is now, but it was many years ago.
Most of the time, what kills them is the fact that when these seizures come, they are alone.
They can even fall inside fire.
And they can be alone.
Yes.
Yeah, and the fact that you think it's a spiritual thing, which it just might be, all these spiritual things always have a physical explanation or a medical explanation, is because in the Bible, they showed us an example of someone with epilepsy. And the person was thrown into the fire. So I think that's where you got your whole narrative from. That is spiritual.
Maybe it was the churches that were attending us. Elsie, you are looking at me like you don't have any story, right?
No, I don't.
I know, I can imagine.
No, I don't. Right. I mean, I've always seen it portrayed wrongly in movies and all that, but like having a close proximity, I have never. I mean, I know it's really sad. Like it's a sad one. But yeah, I'm glad that we are shining light on it, like you have done today. So yeah. So
let's show love. Whilst we're thinking,
we always show love,
Yeah, we do actually always. All right. So Elsie, what did you find for us in the news today?
Okay, so it's a double. What do you call it now? Double one from ASUU. First, I would mention the Academic Staff Union of Universities are to commence a 4-week strike starting Monday today. This was announced as part of its resolutions at the end of its National Executive Council meeting in Lagos Monday morning. The union president, Emmanuel Osodeke, said failure of government to implement the signed MOU between the union and the government, poor commitment to payment of academic earned allowance, continued use of IPPIS, and refusal to adopt the university transparency and accountability solution, among others, are reasons for the strike. So ASUU is at it again. Most times, I mean, I know most of us will look at the issue from, our children are at home, why are we always doing this? But I also think we need to begin to really hold the government accountable, because if you sign an MOU and you say you're going to do X, Y, Z,
you should do
it, right? They have the right to also demand good working environments for themselves, better pay. And I know in part of that MOU, it's not just about them, it's also about the school and how the school is treated as a standard for education as well. So I really don't know the government will have that would take education as a priority and end this whole ASUU. It's no longer yearly now. It seems like it's by yearly, like twice a year now.
Yeah.
So it's becoming worse, right? And I don't know. And then the second one is just to mention that ASUU declares Issa Pantami's professorship illegal and threatens to sanction FUTO VC and others. So it reads that the Academic Staff Union of Universities has faulted the promotion of the Minister of Communications and Digital Economy, Dr. Issa Ali Pantami, as a professor. The union, after this same council that resulted to the strike, declared at a press conference addressed by the president, he said, "You cannot be a minister and a lecturer in a university. It's an encouragement of illegality. Pantami has to quit as a minister and be tried for doing double jobs within the same federal system. He's not qualified. Pantami should not be treated as a professor." In September 2021, recall that Pantami, alongside 7 academics, were elevated by the Council of the Federal University of Technology, Owerri, to the position of professorship at the Council's 186th meeting. So that's another drama from ASUU. And ASUU is giving us real Valentine vibes. So
yeah, but that's really wrong. Something, you know, by professor, it's the kind of situation you look at and you say you should know better. Come on, you should know better. So I think that's really very wrong. And
On
you
that
should be tried.
on that note,
My story. Okay, so I decided to go with the whole love vibe today, and for the first time I got something very nice.
Record.
So I would like them to play my video title, "What's Love Got to Do with This?"
Okay, they say we can't find the video. Okay, we are going to sanction Omolola.
Okay, so it's a clip I saw on Linda Ikeji, and you know how it is at the towards the end of a wedding, the girl throws the bouquet, and then you see all the ladies scampering around trying to catch the bouquet. So in the process of trying to get it, they elbow themselves here and there.
they do all that.
Yeah. So I saw a video today of a guy, throwing the bouquet, and all the guys
they dodged the bullet.
They shifted. They dodged the bullet. So for me, I was like, what's up? Why is it that women are running to catch it and men are dodging? So I just went and I looked at this book. So I'm going to read something very quickly. So I know you guys have heard about this book. Men Are From Mars and Women Are From Venus. It's a 1992 book, old but still very good. So the book states that most common relationship problems between men and women are as a result of fundamental psychological differences between the sexes. He states that men and women are from distinct planets, men from Mars and women from Venus, and that each sex is acclimated to its own planet's society and custom, but not to those of the other. So it just shows that men and women are really different. So for a woman, she sees catching the bouquet as being next in line, for a wedding. And the man just sees it as responsibility. I ain't gonna catch this. So he dodges because he's not ready for all that.
Even when the women, have you not seen that even when the women catch the bouquet, the boyfriend,
the guy would just be sad. Yes, like, what's going on? Why is this woman trying to involve me? That kind of thing. So it just got me thinking.
Well, that's a feel-good story for Valentine people.
Very feel-good story.
My own is, while ASUU is giving us love letter, NDLEA is giving us love letter too. They declared, it was breaking news, yes, it was breaking news. They declared Abba Kyari wanted for issues related to drug peddling. In fact, when I read this press briefing, I was just saying, ha, ha, ha. So apparently there's a cartel that is linked to Brazil,
and Ethiopia.
Brazil, Ethiopia, and Nigeria. So he has been linked to that cartel that they peddle drugs. And according to them, I think there were some seizures that happened. So he was trying to negotiate how the officer in charge would take a particular kilogram. He would take a particular kilogram and all of that. And all of those things were recorded, caught on tape and all of that. And so this is interesting. I am watching and waiting to see how it's going to unfold because we ran out of time. But if you can make out time, go and read the press release. Right? Read the press release on online. You would see all the details, even with the amount that they were offering as bribe.
And how the negotiation started.
At some point, somebody even flew from Ethiopia, I think. He flew in to come and negotiate a particular seizure that had happened, you know, and all of that. So this is actually big. And it just brought to mind the quote that we always use on this set that Abacha said, that if insurgency lasts beyond 24 hours, the hand of the government is in it.
Yes.
So it's the same thing with crime. When you see crime, because again, we all know that drugs have become a big menace in Nigeria. It's a big issue. So we keep on asking, how are these drugs coming into the country? So if drugs, you know, are peddled in Nigeria and it's just having a free reign in Nigeria, it tells you that somebody is looking away. Somebody is trying to, I mean, just, you know what, just pass. Let me pretend I'm not seeing
my
it.
share.
And yes, just give me my share. That's what is happening. It's just like the oil bunkering. Those people, the naval officers, they actually supervise this thing. The only thing I'm also thinking is that this is a political season, right? I am strongly believing that it's also going to be like a scapegoat that they say, you know what, Uncle
no, they're going to deal with him.
You know, they say, go and one for the road, go and sorry, you know how you say for the team, take one for the team. That is what they have used him now.
You know, before this NDLEA news came out, I think it was last week, Thursday, if I'm not mistaken, that the under news came up that he was going to be extradited
to the US.
To the US,
yes, because they were
for
still
the trial for the hush puppy thing.
For the hush puppy, and we're still on that. And then.
But I watched an interview where a lawyer was saying that it's going to be tough extraditing him because of certain things, you know, because he didn't commit the crime in the US. But there were too many things the guy was saying. But for this one now, they are looking for him. Yes. On that note, we have to run. We've overshot our time. So we want to talk about love for Nigeria, right? Voters' apathy. Is it zero love for the country? Stay with us. We'll be right back.